Oh, I have finally gained motivation to make this video. And after, legitimately, it took me this long just to find the pictures, and it took me a whole, 5 minutes just to get motivation. Alright then. So, before we start this off, um, I really don't know what the title should be for this. I'll probably name it What If Naruto Was Above the Nine Planets. Now you may be wondering, why the hell are you naming it that, Lotus? Like, is he the god of the planets or some shit? No, not exactly. Now, there's only one specific reason I'm naming it that. It's because it's gonna be the opposite of the eight gates. Yes, the opposite of the eight gates. You may be wondering, what the hell do you mean by that, Lotus? Well, let me explain. How do I explain this? I'm not entirely sure about this, but I believe that I'm a little close. Like, not like, oh, 25%. No, at least 0.0001%. Alright, 1% sure. So I don't really have high hopes. I'll be honest with you. Any conspiracy theory I have, I don't have high hopes to back it up. Well, I have hope in a little evidence, but when it comes to hope that, the concept is, the same or close to being exactly the same, that I don't have high hopes for that. Now, the only reason is because, well, this is actually based off of a really interesting what the mythology that I heard of, and I actually know the story of, and I like the mythology a lot. You all know I like mythology a lot, so yeah. But this is a really interesting mythology. I actually listened to this like a long time ago. Probably about like the age of 10, no, 11. I was 11 at that time. That was so that's 4 years ago. Crazy how I'm able to remember something from 4 years ago, right? Yeah, I know, right? But anyways, yeah, it's a really interesting mythology, and it's called Dante's Inferno. If you haven't heard about it, you should listen to it. It's actually like there's a book about it, or you can just go on YouTube and listen to videos talking about it. Like, I just listened to one about like the full story, a shortcut. And I actually from the shortcut, it wasn't like, oh, a whole minute or two or anything like that. No, it was like legitimately over 10 minutes, which it legitimately told me about every action in Dante's Inferno, and it's really interesting. I like it. So basically, so Dante's Inferno is basically about this guy named Dante. Yeah, his name is Dante, and he goes on an adventure with a goddess. I think it's a god or a goddess. I think it's a god or a goddess that travel to the underworld to save well, Dante's dead girlfriend from, well, the underworld. And basically, yeah. So, the underworld. Pay attention to the underworld, alright? Pay attention to the underworld. That's gonna be crucial. To, well, get her back to heaven. And from that, they have to go all the way down to, the eighth gate and stuff like that. And then go all the way to purgatory. And then go all the way up to heaven. Pay attention to heaven. You'll get the reason why I'll name it, but why I named it. What if Naruto was above the nine planets? So basically, all right, we're gonna start off with the eight gates one. The eighth gates of hell. You already see where I'm going with this, don't you? Yes, the eighth gates of hell. Now, the eighth gates of hell don't have any particular benefits, so the whole benefit, that you get, not benefit that you get from the eight gates, that's not a part of the eight gates of hell. It's actually the punishment. Yes, the punishment. For each gate of hell you go, from first to the eighth gate of hell, the punishment is worse and worse, which I think is kind of in reference to the eighth gates. While, well, level 1 of the eighth gates, the first gate is like the gate of opening. It's light, no damage, not that much. You're able to, well, withstand the pain. It's light, it doesn't hurt that much, but the eighth gate, you lose your life. For example, in the eighth gate of hell, you're still feeling pain. It's still a hellish a lot of pain. It's a hell a lot of pain. Much more than actually the eighth gate itself, because the eighth gate, yeah, it's slow, but still fast nonetheless. But in the eighth gate of hell, it's painful as hell. Multiple times as painful. But the eighth gate, let me explain what the eighth gate is. The eighth gate is basically a freezing. It's freezing. It's a freezing landscape. It's an icy cold landscape. And in that landscape, you will find Lucifer freezing up to his nips, eating your soul. Slowly, might I say. Slowly eating your soul, which happens over and over again. So, like I said, the punishment gets worse and worse due to every gate you open. Now, the 9 planets. Each 9 planets in our solar system, and don't talk to me about Pluto's a dwarf planet or stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Do I look like I care? No, I don't. I really don't care. You could tell me Pluto's a dwarf planet all you want. I don't care. Alright, to make me believe that shit's not a planet, take the word planet out of what you symbolize it as. Like, oh, Pluto's a dwarf planet. It still counts as a planet. I mean, shit, it's a part of the name. Dwarf planet. So, if it's not a planet, what is it? A chunk of ice, rock? You have to be more specific about what it is. Because clearly it states that Pluto is a planet inside of what you call it. So am I to presume that it's not a planet? When you clearly stated in the name that has the word planet inside of it. You're not convincing me, and you're not gonna change my mind about it. So, yeah. Like I was saying, the 9 planets basically represent the 9 stages of heaven. Starting from, well, Pluto to Mercury. Well, not exactly. Starts from Pluto to the Sun. Now you may be wondering, then why the 9 planets? See, there's something special about the 9 planets. The 9 planets represents a stage about where specific angels reside. I don't know if I could find it. Let me see. Well, it doesn't. Alright, I found the picture, but I figured out that it doesn't exactly stop at the sun. Well, it does have, well, most of the 9 planets. Well, all 9 planets, except for Pluto. They should probably add Pluto. I would have added Pluto. But I can't change reality. I'm really fond of Pluto. Sure, it may be small, but it once held a big role, so I like Pluto. Alright, I like Pluto. I like the icy landscape. I mean, shit. Let's be honest here. Would you rather be on Earth or Pluto? Let's be honest. Like, if your body was able to sustain Pluto's icy temperatures and stuff like that, and you were able to actually hold, like, electronics and stuff like that on Pluto, would you be willing to stay on Earth or go to Pluto? Now, if it were to be by myself, I'd definitely go to Pluto. But if it was with people, I don't know. I'd probably stay on Earth. Now, there's only one reason for that. Because of how messed up that Pluto will be after humans are done with it. Yes. So, that's how it is. But I'd certainly like to stay with Pluto. So, yeah. But to be exact, it does hold the planets, and it doesn't stop at the sun. To be exact, let's be honest here. It doesn't stop at the sun. It goes beyond that. I don't know if it's actually beyond that or not, because it's kind of confusing. All right, let's be honest. It's easy. It's easy to understand like how hell works, the whole levels of hell and stuff like that. But the levels for heaven, it's kind of hard. Now, let me show you the ships. Ship 1, Ship 2, Ship 3, Ship 4. I do not have a name for them, and I do not want to pick names for them. Why? Because I'm not trying to anger an angel today. For example, what if there exists an angel that looks like this? Even though most people don't know what angels look like, just what if? Just what if? I'm not willing to guess the name of an angel because, for all I know, I could disrespect an angel, and I'm definitely not trying to imagine what an angel looks like. For all I know, the last person that probably did that got struck by an angel. Why? Because of how disrespectful they are to the angel. They thought so bad, so terribly of that angel that that angel got pissed. Well, I wouldn't say they're exactly dead, but they did get punished. Now, let's be honest, that they're not getting turned into a demon because that shit's not a sin. Alright, that shit's not a sin. Because what they did was not really a sin. That counts as tough love. They didn't have any hatred towards you or anything like that. They didn't even have a grudge. They're just teaching you what not to do. They're teaching you how to not disrespect people without knowing it. That's called tough love. So, that shit's not a sin. They didn't kill you either, so definitely not a sin. Um, so yeah, they still love you nonetheless, even if you were their enemies. I mean, shit. The angels love the demons just as much as, well, they love their brothers and sisters. Why? Because the demons used to be brothers and sisters of them. They still love their brothers and sisters. So what makes you think that they won't love humans that are inferior to them? They're still part of the fam. Why? Because if God created them, they're a part of the fam too. So, yeah. Now, this is what it looks like. Like I said, pretty confusing because the sun is in the middle and it's really, really confusing. See? Really confusing. Really, really confusing. See what I meant? Confusing as hell. But, anyways, we're gonna focus to this part. This part. That part, actually. Yes, that top part. Right here. Yep, that top part. Alright, we're gonna focus on it. Alright? Put all of your focus on it. Alright? Focus on it real hard. Now, in Dante's Inferno, it says in the middle of that, God is. Well, no. In the middle of that is a lotus. The lotus is the bottom part. The lotus is this bottom part right here. Alright, the bottom part. Okay? The bottom part. The one that looks like a little bowl. And the top of it where you see, the things that look like somewhat waves or rings around it, or spheres, that is what Dante saw that God was. It is stated that God is the book of life, death, good and evil, reality, fiction. Well, not really fiction, because, yeah, fiction nonetheless. With, well, with rings around him. 2 rings. And under that are basically angels that are inside of that lotus. The lotus is described to be a red lotus. I don't really know, don't care. A lotus is a lotus. Lotuses are beautiful nonetheless. Yes, God is supposedly the book of life and death, good and evil, and stuff like that. Basically, a book. Alright? God is a book. Okay, he's a book. God is a book. Possibly the Holy Bible, who knows? Alright, God is a book. He says that God is a book. Because as we all know, in the Bible it says that God has no shape nor form. So we don't really know what God looks like. So I wouldn't say I take the words that Dante says literally. But if it were to be a book, I'd probably guess it's the Holy Bible or some shit like that. So yeah. So that's basically how it happened. And no one go in the comments guessing the name of these angels. I'll let God do that for me. He'll give them names to me in my dreams or some shit like that. You know what? Just in case, just give me the names. And don't worry. If you pray beforehand, he probably won't. You won't disrespect an angel, and God won't kill you. So just pray before you do it. All right, seems legit. Alrighty then. So yes. Now you want to know how is well how for the eight gates of hell. It's the more intense the training is. The more intense the training is, the more intense the punishment is. But let's as for hell, like it's directly connected to hell. The more intense the training, the intense training symbolizes the intensity of the sin or some shit like that. Let me show you what the hell. Alrighty then, this is what the levels of hell looks like. Let me move this out the way so you guys can see clearly. You can pause the video. I'm just gonna stay on it and tell the story as we do. But before that, let me show you what Naruto's gonna look like so you guys can remember what Naruto looks like. So yeah, Naruto is going to look like this. Alright, like that. Alright then. Alright, back to this. You can read each one of them as you want, or just pause it so you don't feel distracted from the story. But shit, let's be honest here. I can multitask at any given time. I'm gonna be dead ass with you. I could watch a whole TikTok with the volume up and listen to a what if at the same time. Read TikTok and listen to the what if. So I don't know, man. I'm just built different. I'm able to multitask with two different sounds. It's something that happens with my ears. All right. I think most people's ears can do that. I think everyone's ears can do that, but at a different pitch. My ears are able to differentiate sounds. For example, it happens when I'm listening to music. That's why I stopped listening to music to begin with. I'm gonna be honest with you, I stopped listening to music a long time ago. Because, especially if I'm listening to music with headphones, it's really difficult for me. Because in one ear, I'm hearing the lyrics, and the other ear, I'm hearing the sound. And I'm not talking about the sound altogether, no. I hear in that one ear the different sounds. So you all would probably be hearing a mix of the drum, guitar, triangle, and many more instruments. My ear would be hearing each one of those separate instruments separately. I would be hearing each one of those instruments separately. And it actually pisses me off. It pisses me off. It really does piss me off. Like it really pisses me off that I have to focus real hard just to I have to be like really distracted to actually listen to all of them combined. So that's why I stopped listening to music. It hurts. But anyways, yes, let us continue. You can pause the video or do whatever so you can read this. So yeah, we're gonna start off. Oh right, I didn't explain how Naruto's gonna get it. So yeah, like I said, the more strict the punishment, the more severe the punishment, states to how severe the sin is, basically, as you can see. So basically, yeah, as basically, and for the angelic side, I don't know, probably divinity or something like that, or not divinity. The more, the more of a connection you have with God. Yeah, the more of a connection we have with God. There's no way that that Naruto will actually be like in sync with God, but still he'll have a high affinity and connection with God and stuff like that. So, so the more of a connection he has with God, the more divine he gets. The more his divinity gets heightened, basically. So he'll be so divine to the point where he has immortality and stuff like that. Well, let's be honest here. Angels are not exactly immortal. Alright, angels are not exactly immortal. They can still die. I mean, shit. Angels, demons, they died in the war between heaven and earth. At least the first one. So, yeah. So, angels can die too. But In this one, Naruto is going to be the first angel and only angel with immortality. That's how connected to God he'll actually be. Not like to connected to the point where he's going to be a part of the Holy Trinity, but connected nonetheless to the point where Jesus won't be even the right hand man of God. Well, I mean, like, does Jesus really count as the right hand man of God? No, because he is God. They're three in one body. They're three in one. Yo, I sound like a. I feel like I feel like I'm making a deal with y'all to buy something for me. Like, oh shit, buy one get two free. I feel like I'm making a whole deal with y'all, and I don't like this. I don't like it. I'm not a salesman. This feels weird. All right, let me try to rephrase it. If they were human, it would be three separate minds, three separate personalities in one body. Yes, that seems better. Much better. All right then. Yeah, I didn't like sounding like a salesman. So, yeah. So he doesn't really count as God's right-hand man. That was Lucifer. Lucifer lost that right. Now it's Gabriel. Deku's going to be the right-hand man, and Gabriel's going to be left-hand man. You see what I did there? All right then. So, basically, how does this actually start? Will Naruto's world have the Bible? I don't know, man. I never saw any references to the Bible, but if there were, alright then, just tell me in the comments. So, yeah, just in case, tell me what you want the name of the angels to be. And, yes, I think I had it on this for long enough. I'll probably come back to it later. But anyways, yes. I promise you the boys will be having a field day, especially with this specific pictures. That's why I don't keep it on the female pictures. Why? Because the boys in the comments, we all know, by the time I'm done with the what if, you're going to be pausing it on a specific picture and have a field day. Alrighty then? Alrighty then. Your imaginations are wild. Not as wild as mine, but still wild nonetheless, especially in the naughty parts. Yeah. I feel so pissed that I'm gonna have to do this. So irritated about what I'm about to do next after I pause this video in the next few minutes. I'm going to be pissed, angered, enraged, fearful for my life, for goddamn sake. Because I'm about to search up what is God's last name. We know the first name, but let's figure out the last. Now, we don't want to do this. I'm fearful. I'm not using his name in vain, but still I'm fearful. I can't say I'm really making the perfect human being because, well, there's no such thing as a perfect human being. If I was a perfect human being, I'd be making the perfect human being. So, I mean, like, to me, there's nothing good in this world. There's nothing bad. Alright? Let's be honest. Like, oh shit, you become a millionaire. To you, that's spectacular. That's the best thing ever. That's great. That's amazing. That's good. To me, it's not really good. It's alright. It's alright. It's okay. It's And there's only one reason for that, because I promise you, if humans were actually good, because there's no such thing as good. Sure, we may get rid of sin, but still, there's going to be impurities in our body. Like, shit, we can't get completely rid of sin and stuff like that. Like, even if we only have 1% of sin in our body, that still counts as an impurity. And not a small one, that is a big one. So, I count it as a meh or thing. So I don't really think highly or below of humans. Everybody to me is categorized in the same thing. Meh. Alright. So, yeah. Hold on for a second. Okie dokie then. I made sure to pray after before I did it though. So, yeah. So I know his name. His name is Yahweh. But I will not use that for Naruto. Alright? Alrighty then. Why? Because I'm not using the Lord's name in vain for some shit, for some views. Alright? I'm not using God's name. I'm using Jehovah. You may be wondering, why the hell are you using Jehovah? That still counts as God's name. No, it does not. That shit is not his actual name. That shit counts as a substitute. That's what I think of it. I see it as a substitute. It in no way, shape, or form sounds like Yahweh. Where in the hell do you hear Yahweh in Jehovah? Where in heaven's name, in God's name, in the world, in existence, do you hear Yahweh in Jehovah? And you can quote me on that because you do not hear Yahweh in Jehovah. So I will not and never see Jehovah as God's name. I see it as a substitute for the name. But that doesn't mean you should still use it in vain. Because even though it's a substitute, it still has great meaning behind it. So, even though I'm not using the name in vain, like, let's be honest here, I'm not using the name in vain. I'm not using it like I've done anything bad or anything like that, but still, I feel like I'm offending God. Why? Because I'm using his name for a goddamn video. And I don't know if that should be used. Yes, sure, I'm still spreading God's name, his words, and stuff like that, but I don't feel like it's appropriate to use his actual name. So I'll just use Jehovah. So, yes. Okay. Naruto, Jehovah, and Naruto, Yahweh. I'm be honest with you. I don't want to use either of it, so I'm gonna have to do it. I'm going to have to use Yahweh as Naruto's last name. And I'm gonna be pissed off at this. Alright, I'm gonna be pissed off at this. So I'll try my best to make Naruto as good as I can. I mean, Naruto's already good and stuff like that, but you know, he has impurities. Just like every other normal human being. So I'll try in my best way to to um to well pray to make Naruto as good as I can. So yeah. So actually everything goes as per normal. Naruto gets bullied and stuff like that, but this time Naruto doesn't question why he gets bullied and stuff like that. Naruto, he is still normal as hell. He's a chill person. He's calm, he's collective. He doesn't get pissed at easily. And basically Naruto, he basically goes to the church one day, as a matter of fact, and they tell him about great Kami-sama and stuff like that, and people are praying to Kami. Now, when Naruto gets in the position to pray, he doesn't start praying to Kami. He starts praying to Yahweh or Jehovah. And you may be wondering, how the hell did that happen? It's because God because God gave Naruto the idea of him existing above all. And that's when he tries to pray to Kami, but his body is unable to pray to Kami. Anytime he's trying to pray to Kami, it's just that his hands get out of the normal position that we normally put them in when we're praying. His legs would immediately stand up, and it would force him to immediately walk out of that church. It would immediately force him to get up and walk out that church just because he's trying to pray to Kami, which does not happen to anyone but Naruto. So Naruto, that's when he realizes that there is another god and he's above Kami-sama. So Naruto, from that day onward, he's been praying to Kami-sama. But there's no cross or stuff like that. There's only, the picture. So while Naruto is well, chilling in the forest, just enjoying himself, just enjoying the sunny, cool breeze and stuff like that. Sure, it's not sunny like flaming hot and stuff like that. Yes, but it's sunny and it's cool and stuff like that. There's clouds around and stuff like that. But yeah, kind of like how it is. Kind of not like how it is for us. None of the clouds are blocking the sun. Oh God, why would you do this to me? It's hot. Ah. Oh. So yeah. So Naruto, he gets the idea. The idea kind of just strikes him in the head, basically. And as you know, Naruto, he gets the idea of a cross. As Naruto, he goes down the tree because not to make the cross, but he goes to find the biggest tree that he can. Oh, as basically, hold on, let me show you what the cross looks. As the cross looks like this. All right, yes, it looks like this. As you know, he made sure to get the details right. Every little detail. Even the corners. Every corner. And it took him days to do it. With just his kunai. It took him days. It took him about 2 months. Look at the details and look at the tiny tip of the kunai. Alright then. And it's basically, right after doing it, the first thing Naruto did was, well, pray. Naruto, he prayed and stuff like that. And every day, Naruto 3 times a day, he prays. Like, morning, middle of the day, before he goes to bed, he prays. Now, Naruto does not live in the orphanage. He was kicked out the orphanage. Naruto, he now lives inside that forest. And, he lives near he makes sure to live near the cross. Hold on, I have something to do real quick. Alright, and I'm back after a few seconds. It wasn't that hard. Basically, yeah. So Naruto, he prays. And he's finished. And since when Naruto finishes, he goes to bed. And Naruto, he goes to bed and, he keeps praying. He prays and prays and prays and prays and prays and prays every day, getting closer and closer and closer to, well, not really that close, but he's on the right track. As you know, Naruto, he started telling the other kids about like God and stuff like that, and the people think that, well, Naruto's a retard because the only God they know of is Kami-sama. Yay! And yeah, that's kind of how it is. But Naruto assures them that there is another God and he's above Kami-sama, and they just bully him for that. Yeah, so yeah, the other kids bully him for that. Sakura and friends, yeah, they bully Naruto. Only person that actually bothers to listen is basically, well, Hinata and Ino. Like I said before in the past, what if Ino is not one to bully Naruto unless she has a specific and clear reason to bully Naruto about it and stuff like that, and she clearly does not have a reason to bully Naruto. So there's nothing really to worry about. So she doesn't bully Naruto. She no bully Naruto. Yay, Naruto no get bullied. So anyways, yeah. So anyways, they listen to Naruto and they follow Naruto's lead. Naruto leads them to the forest and stuff like that, to where they pray and stuff like that, to where he prays and stuff like that, and they start praying. As another part of, well, getting close to God happens, and Naruto would always talk to God when he's alone and stuff like that, about how his day has currently been going and stuff like that. So yeah, Naruto's never really been mad at the villagers for bullying him, even though he does not know why he was bullied. All he knows is that, oh, something happened, that he killed the fourth Hokage and stuff like that, and something happened to the villagers' loved ones and stuff like that. He doesn't know what it is. He still doesn't blame himself since he doesn't know what it is, so, he waits until the future to tell him. So, Naruto, he talks to God and stuff like that, and, yeah, whilst talking to God, there's this one time where Naruto actually hears a voice that says, "Hello there, my child." As Naruto, he's confused, doesn't know who tells him, who's talking to him. and he's confused as Naruto says, who's there?" As the voice never answers again. Now this would happen uh, rarely, really rarely. Actually, it's rare. Um, like it's only happened rare. Now, like Naruto, he is currently 4 at this time. Now Naruto is, well, 10. No, 10, and it happened to him when he was 8 again, but he never heard the voice after he asked who was it. That's when he's 10 and he finally realized that it was God. So the third time, you see what I'm doing with this? The story of Samuel. Well, let's get it. As the third time it happens is when he's 12, before he starts the academy. He hears a voice that says, "Hello there, my child." As Naruto, he finally answers, "Yes, my lord, it is I. How may I assist you?" As he hears a chuckle in his head. "So you finally realized. Well then, how was your day?" As Naruto, he's surprised by this and he starts rambling on about his day. As God just sits there listening, responding to any questions he has. Not the ones that are severe that would probably put him at risk to the devil, but at least the ones that would actually, well, help him to get closer to the point where he can, well, fear no demon. As you know, Naruto hears God's answers and he feels like he has a connection to God and stuff like that, whilst also helping God and stuff like that, whilst also cleaning the cross and stuff like that. And there was actually a time where he found that the cross was broken. He found villagers disrespecting the cross, breaking it, and stuff like that. They broke it off the trunk, basically. As Naruto, he saw that and he ran, took the cross, and he ran away with it. Now, that day forward, he's been getting bullied by, well, the people of the church and the citizens for, believing there's another god and stuff like that. But Naruto doesn't really care. And the only people that go and see him are Ino and, well, Hinata. And yeah, so Naruto doesn't really care. He talked to God occasionally and stuff like that, talked to God about his ideas and stuff like that. And yeah, but one day he goes and he sees Rock Lee training and stuff like that. As Rock Lee says, "Oh, hello there, Naruto." Rock Lee doesn't really care and stuff like that. Rock Lee's a really energetic guy, so he's really nonchalant and normal and stuff like that. As basically, Naruto goes near Rock Lee and he gives Rock Lee a handshake and stuff like that, as he feels a splitting headache as he hears God's voice in his head says, "So this boy does demonic arts, huh?" As Naruto says, "Huh?" As Naruto hears a voice, Rock Lee, he completely disappears. He passes out until a voice gets in Rock Lee's head and says, "Why, hello there, father. Long time no see." As Naruto says, "Huh? Who's this? And why would he let go? Rock Lee, wake up!" As basically God says, "Naruto, calm down. That is not your friend Rock Lee. He has been taken over by one of my eldest sons, also known as Lucifer or Satan, the first demon to have ever existed." It's basically, yeah. As Naruto, he's frightened now. Because this unknown person has, well, he doesn't know about Lucifer. He knows about God and stuff like that, as basically Lucifer says, "Well, it was nice meeting this kid. Maybe I'll give him a little fright." As he shows, he transforms into his demonic form, or projection of it, and scares Naruto shitless. As Naruto lets go, and Rock Lee gets back to normal. As Rock Lee sees Naruto on the floor and he goes to reach for Naruto's hand, as Naruto, all he sees is the projection of Lucifer's demonic form in Rock Lee, and he starts to run away. As basically, Naruto runs and runs and runs, as God says, "Naruto, calm down. He's not exactly a demon. He's just doing something that involves something that involves demons. Not exactly demons themselves, but where they reside to be punished. Hell. As Naruto's confused, as basically God explains the eight gates of hell and stuff like that, and how he's cultivating the eight gates, Naruto starts to understand. But Naruto then asks, "What's your relationship with this Lucifer person?" As God says, "Naruto, I wanted to keep this from you to protect you, since you are not strong. You are yet not strong enough to hear this. But let me explain." As basically God starts explaining his backstory with Lucifer and stuff like that, from all the way when Lucifer was an angel to how he got kicked out, and Adam and Eve up till now. As Naruto now understands that Lucifer is the reason why sin exists and stuff like that. And yeah, as basically Naruto says, "Then how do I get stronger?" As God says, "I will tell you the 10 Commandments, and I will send you a book. That book is called the Bible. Read it carefully and slowly, and you must memorize everything. Remember what you need to do, and do not do the bad things." As Naruto says, "Alright." As 3 days later, while Naruto was praying, he heard a whoosh sound. As he looks aside to see, well, nothing but the Bible. As Naruto picks it up, and he sees the Bible and he sees the words Holy Bible. As Naruto says, "That's the book that God wanted to send me." As Naruto, he opens the book and he sees page 1, and Naruto starts reading. Naruto reads and reads and reads. While after reading at least 10 pages, he tries to memorize the pages. He sees that if he can memorize it, but he only got to memorize 2 pages, which he finds to be a good thing. And he reads from page 2 to the page 10 again, and then he finally memorizes all 10 pages as he goes and trains. Not only that, he goes around and he goes to and stuff like that to tell them the story of Genesis and stuff like that. As basically he does that. As basically and Sakura like the book. Not only that, they also like Naruto's demeanor. So what they do is, they listen to Naruto's stories. As Naruto proceeds to then finish Genesis after a whole 2 months. After 2 months, Naruto wants to finish Genesis. So Naruto, he memorizes Genesis. But then Naruto wanted to go further. So from that year onward, Naruto just trained, tell the stories and Hinata the stories and stuff like that, while also trying to memorize the whole Bible. As he succeeds in memorizing the whole Bible, he remembers everything. So he goes around spreading the Bible and stuff like that, and people are not believing him. They're just thinking that he's lying and stuff like that. And Naruto, even though through all the odds, he still believes in God, telling the stories and stuff like that. As basically, now it's time for their first mission. Now, the first mission they have is different. Actually, apart from Tazuna. The first mission they have is this mission to actually, get these bandits. They get the bandits, but when Naruto gets back with everyone, he sees that they have a menacingly look in their eyes, as behind him, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi tackle him down, as Naruto is wondering what's going on, as he asks, "What are you doing?" As they put Naruto on a pole. They hang him to a pole, as they bring out flames, as they start to burn Naruto. Naruto, he burns to death. As Kurama senses this, he says, "I never liked this host to begin with." And he looks at Sasuke and says, "That boy, he harbors a lot of hatred. He's a perfect vessel for me." As basically, Naruto burns while crying tears. His tears are tears of blood. Sure, he harbors no hatred for them, but yet he can't help but cry. As Naruto cries, he slowly dies. Naruto's soul goes to hell. As Naruto sees the gates of hell, as Naruto's wondering why he's going there, as God says, "This is your first test to meeting me." As Naruto says, "Alright." As Naruto, he goes to the first gate, the gate of limbo, and, and stuff like that, the circle of limbo. As basically, Naruto, he goes inside the first circle, and Naruto, time moves fast in that place. In the first gate, it moves fast, really fast, as a matter of fact. It's like 1 day is 1,000 years in there. As basically, Naruto stays. For each floor, there will be an additional 0. Alrighty then. Alright. Naruto stays for a total of, 30 days. 30 days just preaching the Bible to all of them and stuff like that, because they actually understand the Bible, they've read the Bible, so they're not really that much of bad people. They've done minor sins, but still sins nonetheless that can get them into hell. As they've been hearing the Bible and stuff like that, and they go. As that happens, Naruto starts to gain followers, as all of them get out of their slums and finally find hope in getting to heaven, as they all get up and they start following Naruto to the second gate. As Naruto, he stays there for another 30 days, but this time it's much longer. It's 300,000 years, and Naruto just preaches. Naruto preaches to them about the Bible and stuff like that, his conversations with God, and he manages to pull some of them out of their slum as he goes deeper and deeper. As Naruto, he goes to the gate of gluttony, which he spends 3 million years in, as he preaches. He preaches and preaches and preaches for those 30 million years without end. As for the fourth circle, Naruto spends 30 million years there. He preaches non-stop, and you must be wondering, what does Naruto drink? Naruto, he gets water from God, right? God sends him down water. God sends him water so he can drink. As Naruto goes to the fifth gate, for 300 million years, he preaches non-stop, without end. As he goes to the sixth, 3 billion years, preaching seventh. For the seventh gate, 30 billion years, preaches. For the eighth gate, for the ninth circle, 300 billion years. Wait, hold on. Let me calculate something real quick. Yeah, so we're on the eighth gate, 300 billion years, as he preaches to them for those 300 billion years. As he gets to the ninth circle, originally it's 8, not 9, as he goes and he sees none other than Satan, the man that he feared most, but he managed to gain the courage, because when he turned around, he saw all the people that were following him, and he is given hope to actually try to get to heaven behind him. As Naruto, he proceeds to preach every word of the Bible, every verse, every sentence, every paragraph, every page that Naruto speaks is getting engraved into Satan's head. It is hurting him. it's making him feel pain beyond compare as Satan gets angrier and angrier, and at times, just for those 3 trillion years, Satan just attacks Naruto without end, trying to snatch up Naruto's soul to eat it, but nothing happens. He cannot get to the point where he can actually hurt Naruto. It's as if there's an invisible force protecting the boy. And it's God's will. God's will is protecting him. Until Lucifer actually thinks and looks, he sees Jesus. He sees Jesus protecting him. He sees Jesus protecting him, which infuriates him even more. As Naruto preaches and preaches and preaches without end until after he opens his eyes to see a figure in front of him, as the figure introduces himself as Jesus, a part of God, one of the 3. As Jesus says, I will guide you to the next step, as he goes outside of hell to purgatory. As he goes to purgatory and he looks, and in front of purgatory, he doesn't see a human, but he sees this glowing light. And the light introduces himself, a glowing white light, as the light introduces himself as the Holy Spirit or the Holy Ghost, as it says, I shall accompany you through this journey of redemption. As through that journey of redemption, Naruto, through each 7 floors in purgatory, he preaches to himself and the people following him to get into heaven. As Naruto spreads the gospel to those that have been on it, screaming as loud as he can, no matter the punishment, through each and every floor. He gets a mark on his forehead he gets a tally mark on his forehead for each floor that he has crossed. And when he's finally succeeded in completing purgatory, he sees, well, he sees the Holy Ghost leave, as Naruto's wondering why, as the Holy Ghost says, now, it's up to you to get to where God is. As Naruto, feeling motivated, continues to push forwards, as he goes through each floor, as he goes through each level, learning new things about heaven, about the angels, their rankings, their jobs, and stuff like that. As he's learning new things like the beginning of time, space, existence, how the world was created, and how God created it with his hands, about the angels' predecessors and stuff like that. As Naruto gets closer and closer to God, as Naruto reaches the zodiac, as he stops there. And that's where I'm going to be leaving it off. Yes, I know, didn't make it to an hour, but I'm going to leave it off there for a specific reason. So, yes, I hope you guys enjoyed. I want you in the comments to tell me what you want the name of the 4 demons, not demons, angels to be. Again. Alrighty then. Alright then. So please tell me what you want the names of those demons to be. Angels, not demons. Sorry, my apologies. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Lotus What Ifs with part 1 of What If Naruto was above all. No longer that. What if Naruto was an angel? Or what if Naruto was a high-ranking angel? Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, bye guys.